Let's take a look at today's bias and a break-even trade for me on NQ during the London session. Let's get it. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy Trades here. Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to hit that like button. Let's smash the like button. Get as many likes as possible. And also feel free to leave a comment, any questions you might have along the way, anything at all really, and I'm happy to reply back. And it will also help with the YouTube algorithm and spread the channel far and wide. So today, looking at the calendar here, we do have news coming in today, 8:15 and then 10 a.m. We've got the ADP non-farm employment change and then the ISM services PMI. So that is scheduled in today by the looks of it. So just keep an eye on the market volatility around those times. Alrighty, having a look here, the daily chart for NQ, and what we can see straight away is a lovely little reaction here to this order block. Price coming straight off of that, and that's something we had identified yesterday on ES, and it's just a lovely reaction here. Now most of the expansion was through the Asia session. London ended up being quite flat, so you know, will we see a continuation during the New York session? So hopefully we'll see price continue to move higher. Even if it's a bit flat and moves higher, we get a close back inside the range, close above this opening gap. That would be really good signal to say that hopefully buyers are stepping in, and we'll see some expansion higher through the remainder of the week. So I'm looking for price to continue to move higher today at this stage. And if we have a look at the 4 hour, we haven't got, we don't have a nice CSD or anything right now on the 4 hour. How about the hourly? Yeah, see, even on the hourly, so that there is potential here that we could see downside. What we would like to see, or what I would like to see, is a close above this level here to confirm that move higher. 15-minute, even on the 15-minute, we don't really have a clean CSD. So moving into consolidation here at the moment, you can see that range right here after that expansion. Once we moved into the Asia low, and then we pushed up, we got that expansion higher. So potentially we will see downside unless we get a clean CSD or change in state of delivery. Let's move down to the 3-minute quickly. We'll have a look at the trade I did take during London. Now, considering that a lot of expansion through Asia, and then we moved sideways here for quite a bit. I did like the setup though, and it did meet my rules, and I'll show you why I got out at break even. So I was looking first of all at a trade from this level here. Now 2R would be up there. That's what I usually target, is the 2R. However, I didn't get the 30-minute candle closure that I was after at the time, so I waited, and then once price closed through, actually I did get in a little bit earlier. I've got to admit, I didn't wait for the close through this level. Generally I would wait, but I did like the confluence here. So I waited until price had closed through 50% of the series of down close candles here. And then I entered in. So I entered in, I think it was around the close of this candle here. So anyway, we did get that CSD, and then price just chopped around. I was very close to taking off my position here. I'd already moved to break even. The reason for that, if I just get rid of that for now, the reason I moved to break even, I didn't like this broadening formation that the market was putting in here. There was indecision there, nothing decisive at all. This was starting to look decisive, so I was being patient. I wanted to see a sweep of this level, and I would have trailed pretty tight at that point. We didn't get the sweep, and I think ES actually did sweep that level. We can see here ES did take out those equal highs to the tick, maybe. Yeah, it was only to the tick, so it wasn't really that convincing either. And then you know, I got out of break even just on this candle here, so I'm actually reasonably happy with that result at the end of the day. There was so much indecision here. This was reasonably decisive, I thought, but then we just did nothing through the remainder of that London session. So overall, reasonably happy with that end result. I generally try not to meddle with my trades, so I do not really like to move my stop unless the market shows me its hand, and here in this case it wasn't clean enough for me, which is why I did move to that break even. Push back out to the daily now. Let's have a look at ES. So we had this marked out from yesterday. You can see that here. We have held that order block nicely. All right, and we got that bounce. Now we are back inside the range here. Same deal with NQ, or as we discussed with NQ, we don't really see that change in state of delivery yet. Even for on the hourly here, really want to see a closure through this level here, and at the moment we're just bouncing off that. So we're going to be use some caution here and see where price wants to go during the New York session. So at the moment, I would like to see price continue to move higher, and for that to happen, see a sweep of the lows here and then a pump higher from there. Time will tell. Right, let's have a look at oil. Gee, is this the same chart? It looks almost identical. So we are chopping around. Simple as that. But look at this range here on oil right now. Not interested, in my opinion. I'm not interested in trading oil until we, you know, have a nice reaction from either side of the range here. We are very close to sweeping previous day high, so we could potentially see downside from that level. We did have the inside bar here, or the pin bar, and you can generally that will be our inside to order flow. We did see bearish price action yesterday, which we were looking for. Today we've pushed higher. Let's see if we sweep out the high, and then we might move lower from there. And then if that's the case, I'll be targeting this low if we get some nice expansion. There probably is inventories today as well. Let's pause for 1 second. I'll have a quick look. Yeah, 10:30 a.m. this morning we have inventories for oil, so keep that in mind. And it looks like we just swept previous day high there. Alrighty, let's move to gold. Gold also chopping around, indecisive. There's no clear direction right now, other than we pointed out that we had this candle closure back inside the range here off this bearish FEG, and then our intention was to see price move lower, which we did get. Price did shift lower. Now today, if we respect the equilibrium here of previous day's range, which we have, then, you know, I'd be looking for ultimately this level here is where I'd be looking for price to reach for. Whether that happens today or not, I'm not sure, but that for me is a relative level that I'd like to see swept. If we can get a sweep there and a nice reaction, then we might see price move higher. Overall though, you know, I feel like we're shifting, and if you have a look, we do have, you know, we've got tons of low resistance liquidity right through here, all the way down, you know, down to August. So much low resistance liquidity, and that was just because we had that just such a bullish run here on gold. What goes up must come down, but will likely go up again. And Dixie, let's have a look. And we did sweep out that high. Perfect. Nailed our target there. So good job on that, guys. Now we remain patient. We'll see. We've swept out previous day high. Let's see if we continue to expand off that, or if we do put it in a reversal off this level. Next relative level would be this one here. So maybe we'll target that today before potentially seeing some sort of reversal. Okay. All right, moving over to Euro, and Euro hasn't quite swept that low. So I would likely suggest we'll see that happen today. All right. If we take previous day's range, we can see that we've come up to that EQ, and I would suggest that we'll likely see that low swept out today. Pound, where's it going to? Well, we're still down into this gap here that we were looking at yesterday. All right, we closed through the EQ of that level, and we could potentially move down into this gap here. So still looking for further downside, particularly if we remain and respect the equilibrium or even this lower quadrant of previous day's range. Taking a look at crypto. Yeah, a heavy day yesterday for Bitcoin. I don't like it. I don't like that we haven't swept previous day low here either. We've got a low right here that, you know, could do with being swept as well. So yeah, I don't like it. I think we'll see more downside before we see any further upside. Watching the equilibrium, that level right here. Let's see how we react to that. Ethereum, much the same. Getting close, you know, very heavy again yesterday for Ethereum, getting close to our -2 to 2.5 level here. And same deal, just looking for that EQ. We've bounced right off it at the moment. I think we'll see further downside again before we see any upside, which is not what I want to be saying, because it's hurting my holdings right now, but that's crypto for you. And that's that, guys. Thank you for tuning in today. Don't forget, code Jimmy Trades for your Traderfy accounts will get you 30% off right now, and code Jimmy for Apex will get you 70% off with $40 funded PA accounts. So pass those accounts, get to funded while the special's on. $40, lowest cost entry Apex has ever done. Okay, guys, take care. Bye for now.